You must be one of Mr. Brearley's regulars, Mr. Wilkes.
Never used to be. A drinking man. Not during the day, anyhow. Never used to touch a drop. Once upon a time, till 8, 9 at night after I got home. Oh, well, that's all in the past.
Well, I didn't mean you know...
Oh, no. I'm not a drunk. But I have to watch myself all the same. It's too easy to drop in here for a quick one when there's nothing else to do.
And a chat, bit of company.
Aye. You're right about that. Mind you, if things go the way I want them to, I should find myself as busy as I ever was. That can't be a day too soon.
Well, I hope you find time to go to the wedding.
Bridegroom's sole supporter. Do you think you could make me a sandwich?
Sorry, only crisps.
Special favour. I can't bear the thought of going home and opening a tin.
Well, I'd have to ask Mr. Brearley.
Couldn't you just slip me one under the counter and say nothing?
Well...
Oh, all right. Give me another of these.
Such a pity about them having to leave the forge.
What? Oh, aye. Rotten business, that.
There must be something somebody can do about it, surely. Wouldn't you say so, Mr. Wilkes?
Not my line of country.
No, but you'd know who to approach.
No. I dare say I could find out.
And with your experience, how to approach them.
True. I'll see what I can do. No skin off my nose.
17, please.
Oh.
If you like to keep an eye open for me in here, I'll see what I can do about that sandwich.
Thank you. Here comes the bride.
Nobody about?
I haven't seen Amos, and Mrs. Gibbons has gone round the back.
Frank forgot to order glasses. Don't know what he thought guests were going to drink out of. Not that it makes much difference, some of my relations.
I'll bring me on if you like. Can I buy you a drink?
Can I have a bambouche?
If you must.
I'm glad you're coming to wedding. Frank would be stuck with all my rotten uncles and aunts else.
I'll keep them at bay. What I'll do with them after you two have gone off, I don't know. Where are you going to?
Costa del Sol. It's in Spain.
Going it a bit, aren't you?
I told Frank I didn't mind staying at home.
On your honeymoon?
Well, Frank seemed to think I'd be disappointed, but it seems such a lot of money to spend just for a few days away.
Oh, you go, while you've got the chance. I don't quite know how much to charge for that.
Gee, that looks good.
How long have you been doing lunches?
Since just now. Mum's the word, Jenny. I don't want anybody getting into trouble. Now then, there's my whiskey, and Janie'll have a bon bouche, much against my better judgment. And there's this, and what do you be having?
Oh, not just now, thank you.
Oh. Well, that should just about cover it.
Thank you.
Now, tell Amos from me to book his ideas up. I can't be the only chap who likes a bite to eat at lunchtime.
Yes.
Cheers.
He's like that, is Frank. He thinks he knows what I want better than I do. So now I'm going to be worried sick the whole time we're away, knowing we can't really afford it. As if we haven't got enough to worry about.
Has he seen a solicitor?
Well, Mr. Ruskin said not to. He'd see first if Mr. Verney could help.
I didn't know Mr. Ruskin was helping. Verney, eh?
Mr. Ruskin did say he'd have a word with Mr. Verney.
Oh, good for him.
But I don't think he got very far.
Why not?
The way Frank understands it, Mr. Verney wasn't too keen to put himself out.
Doesn't sound like Verney. I'll have a sniff round there and see how the land lies. Frank at the forge? Right. I dare say fools rush in where angels fear to tread. I'll just get this dummy and then I'll go across. Excuse me.
Well, at least you know who your friends are.
He likes you, doesn't he?
Mr. Wilkes?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Hello. Ready for lunch?
Oh, I thought you were going to take me to that nice little restaurant where nobody goes but you and Wally.
Nope.
All right. What's going on here?
Steak and mushrooms. Now you're here. I expected you earlier.
Why?
Just did.
I could have been here at the crack of dawn if you'd asked. Or telephoned. But you didn't. Anyway, I thought the place would be full of people again.
What people?
Your friend Wally's people. Who else? People who have a greater claim on you than I.
Oh, come on, you're being stupid.
Stupid? You told me I was stupid yesterday.
I'm sorry.
I suppose you think all women in my position are stupid.
I don't know any women in your position. I only know you.
You're very hard, Jack.
I was brought up in a hard school.
You don't have much sympathy for human weakness, do you? Well, I think you have. Sympathy for mankind, for the human race. But I don't care about the human race. I care about you and me and not many others. When it comes to individuals, people close to you like me, I think you can't help taking the hard, analytical, critical view, which doesn't leave much room for compassion.
How'd you like your steak? Well, I thought if we stayed in, had lunch here, we could talk.
Lovely. What about?
Among other things, my hard, analytical attitudes. Difficult to do that with waiters breathing down your neck.
We could have talked about that last night. If I'd stayed.
I didn't send you away.
Was I supposed to say? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at reading between the lines.
From now on, we'd better spell things out more clearly. Both of us.
If you'd come a bit earlier, we could have had lunch together. My wife always leaves me something prepared when she goes out.
That's very kind of you.
And I do so hate eating alone.
Me too. Find myself sitting there wondering what the devil I'm eating for. Hard-working woman, your wife.
Yes, she certainly takes some of the load off my shoulders. More than a fair share.
Must be very satisfying, both pulling in the same direction.
Well, we certainly agree about the problems.
Not about the solutions.
Madeira,
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it. I like it, and it does as well before or after a meal, but Liz says it's far too expensive, and I'm not really being as economical as I think I am. Here.
Vicar, if Mrs. Ruskin has a view about my problem, I'd be glad to hear it.
She doesn't, as far as I know.
It occurred to me another woman's opinion.
People come to me with all sorts of problems, and I have to make up my own mind whether they should be treated confidentially, strictly confidentially. Sometimes I ask Liz for her opinion. Sometimes I wouldn't dream of doing so. Liz understands this perfectly.
Yes, of course.
But we're both agreed that Mrs. Crosswaite is a problem.
That girl who disappeared?
Yes, Sharon's mother. My wife has no doubt that she should go and work for Mr. Wilkes. He's looking for a housekeeper.
Sounds reasonable.
But I don't agree. Wilkes and Beryl Crosswaite.
Wilkes. Oil and water, you think, eh?
Yeah. I think she should leave Beckindale altogether and join her husband in Hull. But then I wonder. Liz is seeing her this afternoon, I believe. Mr. Verney, I don't think there's anything much I can say to help you.
Oh, you've helped me enough already.
Then
I'm trying to keep a clear head, Vicar. Not go barging in and making things worse, but this is a new situation for me. Oh, she's been unfaithful to me in the past. And, well, she never lacked the courage to tell me. But, well, until now, she's committed indiscretions elsewhere. She's never rubbed her nose in it here in Beckindale. She took damn good care that not even the servants, Yates and his wife, she never gave them any inkling. But this time, well, you must have heard the story yourself. The whole damn village is whispering. For the first time in my life, only at breakfast this morning, I caught Yates looking at me with pity. Now even Yates must know that my wife took Sugden with her to London last Wednesday.
it must be very hard for you.
Well, this time I can't just sit at home and let it blow itself out.
You won't do anything hasty?
I'm not used to acting hastily. I had to come and talk to you see, before I could make up my mind. Perhaps I haven't acted hastily enough in the past, when I ought to have done. I wonder.
Have you made up your mind now?
Vicar, I'm afraid I didn't offer you much encouragement when you appealed to me about young Blakey's difficulties, but, well, the truth is I was still smarting a bit after his refusal to shoe my horses. But it's unfair to saddle Blakey with his friend Sugden's misdemeanours. I'll see what I can do to help him.
Thank you.
Nice being waited on.
It is, isn't it? But then you're used to it, aren't you?
Hey?
I have the feeling that wherever you are, you find someone, some woman, whose chief pleasure in life is to make sure that you don't have to worry about those boring, unpleasant domestic chores. Am I right?
Chief pleasure?
That's for you to say. Hello? Yes, he is here. Oh. Police.
Jack Sugden? Yes. Yeah, I know I did. When? I'll be there. How the hell did he know I was here?
Who, darling?
Police Constable Hallam. I promised him I wouldn't leave Beckindale till after the inquest.
I thought he sounded peeved. You're going back then?
Not for Police Constable Hallam's sake. For Trash's. I was the last to see him alive, so far as anyone knows. I shall be there at the inquest to say my piece and try and make sure they tell the truth about him.
And after that?
After that, there's Frank Blakey's wedding.
I think you could find things to do in Beckindale that would last you for the rest of your life.
I have asked myself that question.
Well, I wish you joy of it, Jack.
Won't you drive me back to Beckindale?
No.
Why not?
Several reasons. The one you'll understand best. Being waited on by women isn't good for you. Or for the women.
Yes, I understand that, all right.
Besides, I can think better here, away from George and everything. I've got to sort out what I'm going to do.
About George?
And myself. I shall probably get myself a job. Find somewhere of my own to live. After 6 years of marriage to George, I'm not stupid enough to think that's going to be easy.
What about us?
We haven't come to any decision, have we? I'm going to have to sort that out for myself, too. I don't really know what goes on inside your head or heart, do I? If I drive you back to Beckindale, it's going to make it harder for me. More confusing.
I see.
In every relationship, I'm told, there is one who loves and one who is loved. And I don't know which is which.
Doing Grandad's job, then?
Aye, he's supposed to be helping Joe. I wouldn't bother myself otherwise.
Wouldn't you?
Of course not. Ah, Joe's right. She's as daft as a brush. I mean, look at her. What are you grinning at?
I can see who's the daft one, all right.
What have you done to yourself?
What? Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Cut it.
What on?
Bit of glass.
Hey, I better have a look at that.
Yeah, I've washed it with carbolic.
Oh, heck, didn't it hurt?
Be all right in a day or two.
Well, take that hanky off of it. It's dirty, is that?
Well, it keeps opening if I use it.
How will you manage up at Jameson's?
I won't. There's not much more I can do up there anyway.
You're not fed up with it, are you, eh, Matt?
I were up in the roof to the side. The side looks all right. Just taking a look. Where main beam meets chimney's all rotted.
Can't it be put right?
Aye, if it's done before the roof collapses.
How long?
Been up there 200-300 years, no knowing. Next gale happen. Any road I can't do it myself, it's a builder's job.
What are you going to do?
I have to see Mr. Wilkes. It's his place now.
Reckon he'll think it's worth it.
You might reckon it's more economic to pull it all down and build a bungalow.
After all work you've done.
Well, you've always fancied a bungalow.
It'll take ages.
Ah, it won't be done overnight, that's for sure. Hadn't I best go up and see him now? Can't do out else with this anyway. Where's Joe?
Oh, he's in cowshed with Grandad.
Oh, well, I'll go and have a word with him first.
There's no need to leave anything out. I'll get something to eat on the way back. Oh, if you don't think it's important, say I'm out.
I'd like to see Mr.
It's Mr. Wilkes, sir.
Sorry to bother you, Bernie. Your man said you were just off.
I'm driving to London.
Well, if I could see you just for a minute.
All right, Yates. Well, as quick as you can, then. I don't want to have to drive the whole way in the dark.
It's about Frank Blakey's forge.
Yes?
Do you know anything about Dale properties?
What's your interest in the forge?
Haven't one. I just want to help Frank. Something's got to be done.
Well, I don't doubt that something can be done, so there's no need for you to get involved.
But... Oh, I see.
So if that's all, I really must...
No, well, no, whilst I'm here, this business of me joining the hunt.
Change your mind?
By no means. I'd like to know if you've heard anything.
It isn't a foregone conclusion, you know.
Ah, I didn't know. I suppose you're saying that membership is limited.
How are you getting on with the Sugdens?
All right, so far.
Jack Sugden?
Now we formed the company, he doesn't take any responsibility. He's just a sleeping partner now.
No, I shouldn't think Sugden's the chap who welcomes responsibility of any kind.
You're probably right. He likes to be free for his other activities.
What?
Writing, or whatever he gets up to in that mill house of his. Well, if you're sure there's nothing I can do about the forge...
No, I'll ring for Yates.
No, don't bother. I can find my own way out.
Charles, George Verney. Look here, that chap Wilkes. He's been round here badgering me again about joining. Well, I'd still like to think it over.
How's it feel now?
It's throbbing a bit.
You think so? No, putting a filthy hanky round it.
I clean one out at drawer, I hadn't even used it.
But it don't look right in the morning. You're off to doctor's first thing. Wilkes left away.
I've got to catch him before the roof falls in.
Bit of an improvement round here, eh?
Evening, sir.
Well, things are looking up since I was last in. I'll have a pint of bitter. And you can drop the sir.
You live round here?
Interesting question, but generally speaking, yes. My name's Jack. What's yours?
Oh, not just now, thank you.
Your name, wench.
Alison.
Nice. You come with the chairs or something?
That's right.
Which?
Or something.
Thought you were safely tucked up in hospital.
As if you cared. Thanks for flowers, though.
Been having a go at you, have they?
Not yet.
Just got back, have you?
That's right.
Car?
Train to Leeds, taxi from the station.
Not quite how you went, though.
Don't mind who you meet, but don't meet him round here, eh?
Talk to Peggy for a minute, will you? I want to have a word with him.
Oh, Matt, you don't look in best of moods.
Well, he's got to know sometimes, so I might as well tell him now.
Tell him what?
Jameson's. Matt can't finish work himself. Needs a builder.
I'm surprised. Doubt if he will be either. If Wilkes wants to make a go of Emmerdale Farm Limited, I dare say he'll be prepared for the occasional setback.
Ah, and if he don't want to?
Why shouldn't he?
Well, it wouldn't be hard to find a reason.
Of course, I could always get Dick Robertshaw to have a look at it.
No. Leave it with me for a bit. I want to have another think about the whole idea. To be quite blunt about it, I think he's behaving in a very funny way. I don't like it. Oh, thank you. Get a fair number of callers, do you?
Ah, fair number.
Give them all your best Madeira.
No, I don't.
Come a bit expensive, wouldn't it?
Well, you see, Mr. Wilkes, some of my callers are teenagers. I don't think they'd really appreciate my best Madeira.
Well, thank you, Vicar. I certainly do.
Mr. Verney's very appreciative, too.
Verney, eh?
I'm sorry if you feel he's behaving a bit oddly towards you.
I'd put it stronger than that. Practically threw me out of his house this afternoon.
I feel you should know he is under some strain at the minute.
Oh? Money?
Oh, come on, Mr. Wilkes, you wouldn't really expect me to tell you, would you?
Oh, no, of course not. But I don't mind telling you I take things like this to heart. I don't know where I am with him. The other day he invited me to join the local hunt. Couldn't do enough to smooth the path for me. Today his Goodness tells me I've no hope of getting in. Wrong background, eh?
Oh, no, he's no snob.
Then I try him on this business of Frank Blakey's lease. He more or less shows me the way out. Well, I've not done with it yet.
I've known George Verney a long time. I know his character. His motives are of the very highest. Which is why I'm asking, please, make allowances for him now.
Well, I'll do my best. And I must say he seemed more interested in my connection with the Sugdens than anything else I had to say.
Jack Sugden?
I gather he didn't think much of him. Well, I've had my own ups and downs with Jack, but I like the family. And I haven't met many since I came here except the Sugdens. It's not easy being a foreigner.
Well, you've just got to give it time.
But how long? I'm not a young man. Happen I made a mistake coming here in the first place.
Amos not about.
No, he ain't been seen today.
Where's he gone?
Ain't gone anywhere. Just hasn't showed his face since brewery boss was supposed to come down here and pat him on the back for all this lot, and then didn't turn up.
Well, tough on Amos, but I must say views changed for better.
Excuse me, do any of you know Mr. Jack Sugden?
Yes, I'm Mr. Jack Sugden.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Why should you? After all, I don't know your other name, do I? Alison.
There's a telephone call for you, Mr. Sugden.
Right. Thanks.
He never stops trying, does he?
Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Hello?
Well, isn't he here?
Are you hungry?
No.
Well, I can easily get you something.
I'm sorry you were telephoning. Sugden?
No. There's nobody there.